Welcome, myself MD Mahmoudul Hassan, Assistant Professor at Department of Geoinformation Science and Earth Observation, Patuakhali Science and Technology University, Bangladesh. In this video, we will discuss about the spatial urban planning for climate change, mitigation and adaptation. Cities are found in pioneer role to combat climate change mitigation and adaptation through reducing greenhouse gas emission, creating resilience, and promoting sustainability. This role has been reflected by signing up different agreements in international charters and meetings, including the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Agreement, etc. Before going to the details, at first, I would like to talk about the concept of mitigation and adaptation. Mitigation and adaptation. According to Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, mitigation refers as a human intervention to reduce the sources or enhance the sink of greenhouse gases, while adaptation refers as the process of adjustment to actual or expected climate and its effects. Spatial planning is significantly important for implementing mitigation and adaptation strategies, and agreements formulated and signed in local, regional, and international level. These strategies and agreements may be linked with land use and land development, encouraging usage of non-fossil fuel energy-saving technology in building and transport systems, for reducing vulnerability of cities and neighborhoods from the effects of climate change. Urban form and structure. Cities are responsible for 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions from energy consumption because of highly urbanized and compact population and urban form. An effective urban form must prompt the development of green transportation, including mass transportation system, hydroelectrically powered vehicle, walking, cycling, etc. However, building sector is responsible for 25% global greenhouse gas emissions, particularly related to fossil fuel based energy, mostly used for cooling and heating. In this context, every new building, bioclimatic architecture and layout, including the preparation of its site and direction, need to be promoted in order to optimize the advantage of local environment such as ventilation and lighting. The creation of green corridor would aid the flow of air masses that enable cooling and ventilation process within a compact urban form and structure. Further, about 30% energy consumption can be reduced by adding 5 cm expanded polystyrene and energy efficient windows. Mixed use development is the outcome of a spatial planning process referred as the complex development that takes place in the public domain. Mixed use planning aims to provide urban land use with a mix of shopping, institutional, residential, recreational, and other functions clustered in one location where some buildings were adjacent to one another. One of the key benefits of mixed-use planning is that it promotes bicycling and walking as modes of transportation. The effect of mixed use on walking trips is greater than the vehicle miles traveled. Mixed uses significantly associate with the vehicle's miles traveled and carbon dioxide emission. Urban greening and green infrastructure practices. Urban greening and green infrastructure have been conceptualized and promoted as a means of making communities more resilient to climate change in recent decades. This concept has been implemented as a possible response to the urban heat island effect and a means of reducing greenhouse gas emissions in many cities. Urban greening and green infrastructure may include street trees, urban park, green walks, green roof, etc. The key advantages of urban greening and green infrastructure are capture and store water, use as carbon sinks, sustainable ecosystem, neighborhood cooling, etc. Urban reforestation measures are being strongly advocated as a city planning strategy to offset and respond to climate change, support human health and well-being, and reduce environmental contamination exacerbated by urbanization. Trees can influence wind behavior, including wind movement and velocity, and enhance pedestrian or neighborhood thermal comfort. It is estimated that about 30% to 40% wind velocity can be reduced under the canopy of a deciduous tree. Moreover, the presence of trees help to increase air quality by absorbing air pollutant, urban contaminants, and noise, as well as reducing stormwater runoff, providing shade, and reducing the severity of urban heat island effects. Parks have the greatest cooling influence in city area. However, the cooling efficiency depends on park size, plant species, drainage capacity, etc. A study estimated that reduction of temperature 1 degree Celsius is recorded in large green space area up to 12.1 hectare within 180 to 300 meter distance in 8 city centre parks in London. Forests serve as important carbon sinks, capturing and storing water, maintaining ecosystem, cooling neighborhood, protecting from the waves of several natural disasters like cyclone, storm surge. Reforestation of cleared areas may help to mitigate the effects of climate change. Green roofs and green walls help to combat climate change by acting as carbon sink, controlling indoor temperature, lowering albedo, preserving local habitats and landscape, and mitigate urban heat island effects. Research on bituminous and green roof in Reunion Island claimed that maximum 73.5 plus minus 1.4 degrees Celsius temperature was recorded in bituminous roof and maximum average 34.8 plus minus 0.6 degree Celsius in green roof. Green wall reduce cooling demand significantly in warm climates. However, such walls may also serve as external insulation in cold weather. During cold, green factors reduce heat loss across the building envelope and lowering energy consumption. Hence, in all above mentioned cases, green wall contribute in reducing greenhouse gas emission. Average reduction of 4.4 degrees Celsius surface temperature in the case of green factors comparing bare walls was investigated by a study carried out in Singapore. In case of winter, green walls can save 20% energy demand. Blue space. Urban blue space where water bodies are the available surface water source in an urban area which comprises ponds, lakes, river, canal and streams. Blue space play an important role in providing thermal comfort for city dwellers. Therefore, urban planners prioritize designing outdoor space and blue space in urban areas. Blue spaces are potential to diminish the thermal condition of their neighborhood. However, this potentiality varies on the basis of their size, distribution pattern, and distance from the neighborhood. For example, a large single water body has a greater cooling effect than many smaller and commonly shaped water bodies with the same total volume of water. Further, blue space have a cooling capacity that is highly correlated with the local urban form and surface temperature less than 500 meter radius. Blue space can create a cooling effect of 1 to 3 degrees Celsius temperature near about 30 meter distance. Moreover, blue space, particularly river, canals, and streams, may contribute in distributing spatial heat release. Green transportation. The transport sector is a major source of greenhouse gas emission. Promoting non-fossil fuel green transportation is seen as a key approach for addressing climate change. Green transportation, also called as sustainable transformation, is a low carbon and environmentally friendly mode of transportation. The establishment of green transportation is beneficial to the efficient use of road infrastructure. The reduction of road traffic, the reduction of energy consumption, the enhancement of air quality, and the improvement of citizen welfare. For example, since 2013, more than 5,000 hydroelectrically powered vehicles have been operating in Oslo, Norway, resulting in low carbon dioxide emission, better air quality, and less noise. In addition, easy and smooth access to non-motorized vehicles such as cycling and walking can reduce greenhouse gas emission and mitigate climate change. Strategies and frameworks. Cities are at the transition point between local policy and national international agreements, such as the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Agreement to adopt and mitigate climate change. Cities are performing forefront role in formulating and implementing climate actions and policies by local, national, and international administrations. Climate action and policies support planners to design integrated urban planning considering multi-level urban governance approaches. City council may be the best at protecting their communities from the current and future effects of climate change. Hence, in 2018, almost 8,000 cities and other national and regional governments from each and every continent except Antarctica set greenhouse gas emissions reduction goals for respective municipalities. Spatial planning is becoming particularly critical in meeting climate change goals by assisting in the reduction of carbon dioxide emission through the fair distribution of land use by implementing zoning law in order to increase energy production and the conservation of green space and infrastructure. Spatial planning strategies and framework can adjust and reform urban form and structure in order to combat climate change. Hence, addressing bottom-up approach, hundreds of cities and state councils have created and adopted municipal climate action plans over the past few decades to tackle climate change. In most European municipalities, urban planning is divided into two stages, including comprehensive spatial planning that focuses on developing policy frameworks for the entire city, and site-specific detailed planning within the municipality as well as the implementation of regulatory instruments. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this